Cape Town is a city built around its landscape.
We're hiking above it,
Driving through it,
and eating and drinking our way through the neighborhoods that shape it. Let's get tipsy, y'all.
Cape Town has been main character energy for centuries. Long before scenic viewpoints and wine farms, this land was home to the Khoisan people, living off the sea and mountains before anyone thought of it as a pit stop. Then, in the 1600s, the Dutch East India Company rolled in and turned Cape Town into a refueling station for ships heading to Asia, planting the seeds of a city that would only get more layered from there.
The British followed, cultures blended, and Cape Town became a mix of African, European, Malay, and Asian influences that still shape the city today. You feel it in most places like Bocap, where colorful streets tell stories far deeper than their photo appeal. The apartheid era left deep scars, and Cape Town was central to that history, including Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 18 years. It's heavy, but it matters.
Today, Cape Town is bold, creative, and impossibly beautiful. Beaches, mountains, vineyards, and neighborhoods all collide under the watchful presence of Table Mountain, a reminder that this city has always known how to stand tall. This is a city shaped by struggle, survival, and a whole lot of soul, and that's exactly what makes exploring it so exciting.
We've hiked a lot, and I've never taken Uber to a trailhead. That was a new one for me. I'm not gonna tease you with the view because I just questioned why we're even climbing this, because you can see beautifully. We are going up here. It's right around a 5K, and it's about 1,400 feet of elevation climb. Lion's Head hasn't always been called Lion's Head. When the Dutch arrived in the 1600s, they looked at this mountain next to Signal Hill and thought it looked like a giant lion lying down. Signal Hill was the body, and this was the head, and the name just kind of stuck. Before that, it was known as Sugarloaf because of its round cone shape. So according to the internet, it takes most people 1.5 to 3 hours, depending on how many times they feel like stopping for pictures. I mean, look at this. Or snacks, or just take a break. We're about 25 minutes in, and it's just a nice, steady uphill. You know, Chris and I used to hike all the time. Once we lived in Italy, we didn't really hike as much, so forgot how much fun uphills are. I don't think this is a guts moment.
Yeah, time to crash.
Do you have it? Do you have it?
We're about to enter the physical challenge portion of this hike. We have climbed up the ladder, and now we have to go do the chains. So we started this just after sunrise, and we knew about the rock scramble. There's probably 100 people trying to go up or down, and it's like a one-way. Low-key miserable. Thoughts on this hike? Chris is gonna go first.
5K in total, so a mile and a half up. I think it took us right about an hour, and that was mainly because there's a lot of people up at the top where the ladders and chains are. If you do want to come, I would highly recommend getting here early, although that being said, I feel like the number of people that were coming down, it was probably very busy at sunrise getting up here as well. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's just a busy hike in general.
I would agree with everything he said. It wasn't too hard. The rock scramble was a fun rock scramble.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the ladders were fun too. I'm overdressed. I have on leggings and a tank top, and I wish I had on shorts. It's definitely hot up here. So lots of water, lots of water. Bring snacks, stay up here, enjoy the view. Obviously, Table Mountain is behind us, and you get a whole view of the harbor. It's really pretty.
So from a timing perspective, it took us about 45 to get down. We have ordered a Bolt, which is like an Uber, to get back to the Airbnb. And unfortunately, we have to work today. So we're gonna go do that, and we will catch you guys later tonight for dinner. Just got off work. We're gonna go grab a quick cocktail before our dinner reservations tonight. Located in the heart of Cape Town's CBD sits Anthem, a sleek cocktail bar with Japanese influences. Think carefully crafted drinks served with artful presentation. It's perfect for starting the evening with a beautifully balanced cocktail. For dinner tonight, we came to Den Anker, and it's one of those places that understood the assignment. Sitting right here on the V&A waterfront, it kind of feels like a European brasserie that accidentally landed in Cape Town and decided to stay. It's Belgian-inspired, beer-forward, and perfectly positioned for harbor views, boats drifting by and Table Mountain casually flexing in the background. So we decided to go with a beer flight. They offered 6 Belgian beers. We're gonna consider this our splurge meal here. I am so excited for our small bites because we got 3 plates of small bites. I'm hungry. Let's do this. Dinner. Starters, we thought all 3 starters were 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
They were great.
Oysters, the bitterballen, which apparently is some Belgian thing, maybe? I don't know.
And a dolphin! What are those? What are those? Are those seals?
Seals?
Are they? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! As we were saying before, we were rudely interrupted by an adorable seal. Appetizers, we got the
oysters, cheese croquettes, which were delicious. It was like a marriage of like a hash brown and a mozzarella stick, to me at least.
It was awesome.
It was perfection. And then the last one was bitterballen. Really, really good.
For our mains, I went with a Wagyu steak tartare.
And I had the pork belly. Each of us just thought they were okay. The appetizers, the starters were much better in our opinion. Mains were fine, but they didn't meet the level of the starters.
Agreed. And the beer flight, there were 6 in the flight, 5 were good. The last one, man, was like Dimatab.
Last one was a fruit beer and a very fruity beer.
We had to skip dessert. We heard the creme brulee was amazing, but we had to skip it. The seal is back. I love you guys. I didn't know there were seals that were going to be here, so that was a delightful little treat. That was delightful. Also, this bridge behind me is a pedestrian bridge here at the V&A, and it moves. And it, what's the word, pivot? Pivot. The sun is setting, and we are going to start to make our way home. We both have to work tomorrow a full day. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, and we'll see what we get into then. Good night. So for drinks tonight, we came to the gin bar, which is actually located through a chocolate shop. And we ended up here, we're sitting at the bar. So I went with the Ambition Remedy. And this one's gonna be probably more juniper forward than I like. I'm not the biggest fan of that juniper botanical flavor in any drink, not just gin. But it also has things that I love, like elderflower and thyme and cucumber. Wow. A little bit of that juniper on the back end. But honestly, this might be one of the more drinkable G&Ts for me, as I'm not the biggest fan of that. It's really good.
I can see why you like that one. You get some gin, it's really well balanced. I actually like that, not too bad. He said it was the sweetest of them, but I don't get too much sweetness.
And I got the Head Remedy. This one leans a little bit more spice, not spicy, but spice. There's some star anise in there. It's really, really refreshing. It's perfect. I love a G&T, especially in the hot summers in Italy. So this is a great way to get back to summer.
That place rocked. Let's go find something to eat.
The Drinkery lives up to its name. Drinks are the focus, and they do them very, very well. Hidden above the courtyard on Heritage Square, this vintage-inspired lounge blends speakeasy sophistication with some contemporary flair. The cocktail menu leans into both signature creations and elevated classics.
As much as we want to play tonight, we have rented a car and we're getting up probably 5:15 tomorrow morning to do a pretty epic drive. So we've gotten takeout from a nearby spot. We're going to run back to the Airbnb. We're going to eat it, and then we'll see you guys in the morning for what we are hoping is going to be a fairly epic
day.
Epic day. See you guys tomorrow.
Good night, guys.
Morning. We are putting our driving skills to the test today with a self-drive around Cape Town's coastline. Between some wildlife stops, ocean views, and a few must-see viewpoints, this is one day we've been looking forward to, and I cannot believe it is finally here. Chris is our brave driver for the day. We learned how to drive in the States, so for us, this means that not only are we driving on the left, but the driver is on the right side. Only gonna add to the adventure today. We are here at the famous Boulder Beach, which is where the penguins are, and you can actually go out to the beach with the penguins. So everything we read online said that all the tour groups get here usually around 9, and if you can get here at 7 when the park opens, you can actually go out into the in-water with the penguins. So we are here. We are the first ones in. It is 7 o'clock. Let's go find some penguins. These African penguins didn't always live here. The colony began in the early 1980s with just a handful of birds and has grown into one of the most famous penguin spots on Earth. Protected boardwalks keep both humans and penguins safe. Now there are a couple different beaches that you can access here. Middle Beach is where the most penguins are. Only way to get to it is by rock hopping or swimming. So you can't get to it from the boardwalk. That water, very chilly. So if you want to get to Middle Beach, pack a bathing suit, something to protect your feet because you're gonna have to fight through a lot of rocks and the current to get to Middle Beach.
I guess, yeah. I'm sorry.
Did you have to offend them?
I'm his friend.
Look at how freaking cute these things are. What are you? You're the cutest thing ever.
So far, we've seen penguins mating. We've seen the cutest, fluffiest ball of something. We don't know what they are. Stay tuned for that. And now we're walking up the boardwalk to head towards Foxy Beach. We ended up starting at the other end and working our way up, and this place is pretty incredible so far. So we are now in like the Foxy Beach area. It is around 7:45. There's really nobody here. It's Saturday morning too. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a hack. Get here when they open. We rented a car specifically so that we could be here before the tour groups. And this is incredible. We have the whole place to ourselves. Highly, highly recommend getting your butt up early and getting out here.
Yes, these penguins are absolutely adorable, but they're also endangered. African penguins are the only penguin species that breeds on the continent of Africa. They used to number in the millions, but overfishing, oil spills, and habitat loss has caused their population to drop dramatically. They're sometimes called jackass penguins because of their braying sound they make, which honestly does sound a little bit like a donkey. Here, you'll see them waddling between granite rocks, sunbathing, arguing over nesting spots, and launching into the ocean like little torpedoes. And the babies, they don't look like the classic black and white tuxedo just yet. Penguin chicks are covered in a soft gray fluff. They stay close to their nest at first, totally dependent on mom and dad, loudly demanding food the second parents return. Many African penguins mate for life and they're true team players. Both parents will take turns incubating the eggs and heading out to sea to hunt. While these boardwalks give you a front row seat without disturbing their daily life, it's also conservation in action. Every visitor fee helps protect a species that's fighting to survive, and getting to see that up close is pretty special.
Just found a sign for these cutie pies. They are called Rox Hyrax, and the sign said, "Do not feed them. They are aggressive and they will bite," but they're so cute. When you're walking around here, make sure that you look up because the Rox Hyrax are also in the trees. Didn't know they did that. This one is kind of guarding the path and he yawned and we just saw his teeth and we know they're aggressive and they might bite. So we're just gonna hang out here, maybe give him a minute. He's just guarding the path. So we got here at 7 when they opened. It is now around 8:30. Give yourself, honestly, an hour and a half to 2 hours. The penguins alone, we probably stood out on the boardwalk and just watched them play in the waves and just like on the beach, and it was really magical. So from here, we're gonna grab a quick cafe. We found a cafe where we parked and we're gonna grab a quick bite to eat and then we're gonna pop back in the car and continue heading south. Pretty sure it's south. Continue heading down the road.
Our next stop was the Cape Point Nature Reserve. This protected reserve is where a dramatic coastline meets serious history. Early explorers believe this was the meeting point of the Atlantic and Indian Oceans, which helped cement its mythical reputation.
The Cape of Good Hope is one of the most misunderstood landmarks in the entire world. Contrary to popular belief, it's not the southernmost point of Africa, but historically that didn't matter. For early sailors, this was the psychological turning point. Rounding the Cape meant surviving the worst and earning safer passage east. Named in the late 1400s by Portuguese explorers, the Good Hope part wasn't optimism, it was relief. After months at sea and brutal conditions, reaching this point meant ships could finally head north and east toward calmer waters. That reputation turned the Cape into a symbol of endurance, navigation, and global connection. And today, the Cape of Good Hope feels raw and exposed in the best way.
There is a path that you can go from the sign all the way up to the lighthouse. I don't think we're gonna do the whole thing. It's a pretty lengthy walk, but we are gonna go up a little bit just to see the view from here. And then we're gonna pop back in the car and then head up towards the lighthouse.
So there are two ways to get up to the lighthouse here at Cape Point. One of them is take the funicular up, which is what we did. For a round trip ticket, it is 115 Rand per person, which is right around $7. The one-way ticket up is actually 100 Rand per person. So if you're gonna take it, you might as well just get the round trip ticket in case you don't wanna walk down. The other way to do it is to hike up. We did not do this because it is hot today and there is absolutely no shade. Pick your poison of which one you wanna do. You're gonna get great views either way. Built in the mid-1800s after countless shipwrecks, this lighthouse once guided vessels through some of the world's most dangerous waters. It's perched high above the sea, and whether you walk or ride the funicular, the views feel really cinematic.
All right, so we're going to head to a town to grab lunch. So we're going to be leaving the national park area and driving probably about 20 or 30 minutes before we get to our next stop. For lunch today, we are stopping at Noordhoek Farm Village. This is fairly popular. You've probably seen it on a lot of different guides. It's definitely a popular spot, so we wanted to check it out for ourselves because it looks pretty cool. Lunch was perfect. It was a great stop, lots of different options, and now we're heading towards the most iconic drive towards Chapman's Peak. This is a toll road with 66 Rand per car, and this is probably the part of the drive that is like the postcard worthy part. Not that any of them haven't been. This whole place is just a postcard. I think that's the moral of the story. It's all just a giant postcard.
Carved into sheer cliffs in the early 1900s, the Chapman's Peak Drive was an engineering marvel long before scenic drives were a thing. It's short, dramatic, and loaded with pullouts that beg for photos. Pay the toll, roll the windows down, and let Cape Town show off.
We have been spoiled that we have done a lot of incredibly scenic drives. We've done portions of Highway 1 in California. We lived in an RV for, 4.5 years. We've done some incredible road trips, and this is considered one of the most beautiful drives. And I have to say, it's probably in the top 5. What do you think? Top 5?
Top 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is insane. And every time you turn a corner, it is just more beautiful. Like, there is no shortage of beauty here. From our drive today, we have made it back to downtown Cape Town, and all I can say is that was easily top 5 drives that we've ever done. This was beautiful. Highly recommend, and I think the self-drive way is the way to do it because you can really just go at your own pace.
Tucked along buzzing Kloof Street, Unclaimed Bar quickly became one of our favorite finds in Cape Town. We actually heard about it from the bartender at Anthem, and honestly, we are loving this recommendation. I went off-brand for me. They have a whiskey sour on the menu, but I talked to the bartender and he recommended the Cape Hotel Special, this delightful drink here. It is gorgeous out today. It's like in the low 80s right now, and this is going to be rum, apricot, pineapple, lime, some some cane sugar, and some peach bitters. This is a solid summertime cocktail. I might be trying to make this once we get back to Bologna, because wow. Kloop Street House feels like you've been invited to a very cool friend's secret dinner party, and you're not totally sure how you got this invite, but you're just gonna go with it. The place is absolutely astounding. It is set in an old Victorian era home, and every room is dark and cozy, and the details that went into this place, candlelight, garden courtyards, layered rooms, and it's an effortlessly cool energy. Super popular location. This is why we grabbed reservations. So I went ahead and grabbed another cocktail, staying on the cocktail train, and this is called the Whiskey Limestone. Main ingredients for this are going to be whiskey, apricot syrup, there's ginger, mint, lime. Absolutely delicious. It is light and refreshing with the shaved ice. This is now my second shaved ice drink. I'm so happy. Love this cocktail. So for dinner tonight, I went with one of the specials, and it is a beef fillet with a side of bone marrow, and then I subbed the mashed potatoes for fries. I mean, I don't know why, but I chose to. First few bites in, wow, this is very good. This one is covered in truffle and mushroom. It is absolutely amazing. I understand why this place is on every blog and vlog out there. I think it definitely lives up to the hype. Our final stop of the evening was Talking to Strangers. More than just a great name, this bar is literally built around meeting people and mixing drinks that spark conversations. It's a neon-lit cocktail bar tucked into Loop Street, known for its world-class seasonal cocktail creations, hip-hop energy, and moody art-filled interior. I ordered the traditional scoop made with 2 whiskeys, vanilla butter, and bitters served with a wafer. Chris enjoyed his Plum Village with gin, plum, and jasmine soda.
That place was absolutely amazing. Seriously, everyone told us to go there, and I'm so glad they did. It was on our list anyway, but it was great. We are now heading home for the night, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow for our last night in Cape Town. Good night. Last day in Cape Town. We saved the best for last, and we are heading now to the top of Table Mountain. We had read online that you can wait anywhere from like 2 to 4 hours to do this, but I also read online that a lot of people don't come at the dinner time hour, and we are here right around 5:30, and I can safely say there's not many people here.
If hiking isn't your thing, the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway gets you to the top in about 5 minutes. The cable car actually rotates as you go up, so you get a full 360-degree view without even moving your feet. As you climb over 700 meters to the summit, the panoramic views just keep expanding. Table Mountain is one of the oldest mountains on Earth, estimated to be over 250 million years old. And long before it became Cape Town's most famous landmark, it was already central to how people navigated, lived, and traveled through this region. In 1503, a Portuguese explorer became the first recorded European to climb the mountain. He named it Tábua do Cabo, a table of the Cape, inspired by its flat summit. One of Table Mountain's most famous features is the cloud that spills over the flat top, known as the tablecloth. Today, Table Mountain is part of Table Mountain National Park and is recognized as one of the new 7 wonders of nature. Okay, so we're doing one of the paths. The very beginning was nice and paved and was very structured, and now we're just walking across rocks. It's not hard, you just gotta pay attention to what you're doing. This is absolutely stunning. Every time you get to another point, it just gets more beautiful. I would just have to say, I highly recommend being up here. Just keep in mind, there's no shade, so if you're gonna do this, plan accordingly based off the weather. We couldn't leave without one more drink, so we went with a Castle Lager, which is a South African beer. The hack here is to come up for sunset. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people, but this is absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this. Can you even beat this?
From rugged coastlines and layered history to food, drinks, and views that feel almost unfair, every day here feels full without trying too hard. We came for the scenery, but we're leaving with a whole lot of perspective and a very strong urge to come back. Up next, we're flying business class for over 12 hours as we make our way home to Italy. Be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Cheers, y'all.